Would you like to know the single best thing that I ever learned from Tony Robbins when I went into business partnership with him? Let me say something to you. If you could 10x your results, but literally put in half the effort, would that be something that would get your attention? What about if you could do less, work less, and get more results? You see, I'm going to share with you the single best gift that I ever got from Tony Robbins on how to get results with less. Now, let me start with my story. My name is Scott Picken. I set up a company to help people invest internationally. I've been doing it for 21 years. We've helped people in 178 countries. We've facilitated $1.3 billion. But it didn't start there. You know, my philosophy when I started out as a kid is I always just worked harder than anyone. At school, I was not necessarily the smartest, but I was definitely worked harder than you. On the rugby pitch, I wasn't necessarily the most talented, but I was always the fittest. And so when I started a business, I literally sat down and I just outworked you 7 days a week. I started in 2004. We sold thousands of properties. But then the crash happened in 2008, 2009. I couldn't work any harder. I kept putting a square peg in a round hole and pushing, using force, but getting nowhere. I hit my ceiling of complexity. It was so frustrating. You been there maybe? You understand what I was going through? Well, I decided something had to change. I saw that Tony Robbins was offering a course, and I invested $15,000 in myself, and I flew to Vegas, and I went on this course. And I learned the best lesson I've ever learned in my life from him. There's three types of people in the world. The first is you've got a dabbler. They want to go and learn something new. So they go on a new course. I don't know, let's just call it day trading. And they learn. They have a quick learning cycle right up front. Then it gets hard, and they fall off. They're like, day trading's not for me. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go do stockbroking. So they become a stock trader or a stock investor. And they learn, and then it gets hard, and they drop off. It's not for me. I'll tell you what, I'll go do property. And they start doing property, and they do a property course. They get to the top, and it gets hard, and they stop doing it. They boom. And then they go, no, this isn't for me. I'll tell you what, I'll go and figure out how to, be a, I don't know, crypto or something. And they go do a crypto thing. And then it gets hard, and they fall off. They never, ever achieve anything in life. They're constantly reading a new book, going on a new course, never implementing anything that they learn. My good friend Ann Wilson calls them an octopus on rollerblades. They're going round and round in circles, achieving nothing in life. There's a second person that's what's called the stressor. So they do everything on their own. They go out, they read books, they do courses, and then they hit the ceiling complexity, and they stress, and they go more courses, they read more books, and they try and learn, and they watch podcasts, and and they break through. And they break through, ladies and gentlemen, it's so exciting. But then they hit another ceiling complexity. And they go on courses, they read books, and it's difficult, and they podcasts and this, and they get mentors and coaches, and they break through. And although it's a way to succeed, it's a super stressful way. It's a super difficult way. And this is the way that most people that are succeeding in the world are doing it. Me too. This is the person that I saw in the mirror every single day. For 14 years, I tried to do everything on my own. I got all my degrees. I started businesses. I did everything on my own, just working harder than you. Pushing square pegs through round holes, pushing peanuts up a hill with my nose. You can use whatever metaphor you like, outworking you. And then Tony Robbins came along and said, no, there's a different way. He called it modeling and mastery. He said, if you're here and there's someone that you respect who's getting the results that's here, and maybe there's people along the way, you can literally copy them. You can model them. You can master them. Because if you want to be successful, copy a successful person. If you want to be wealthy, copy a wealthy person. And so literally, by model and mastery, you can get there quicker, simpler, and safer. And then I had the privilege of going into business with Tony Robbins, and I learned that there's even a better way, which is partnership. Literally find the person who's getting the results you already want, you here, and you go through partnership. And it's absolutely fascinating because this is such a simple way to get there. But you have to invest in yourself. You have to be able to invest and pay for mentors and coaches. There's a beautiful formula to success that I learned a couple of weeks ago. You need to have 3 coaches, 2 mentors, and be in one mastermind every single year to extrapolate your growth. And people turn around to me and say, yeah, but Scott, I don't have the money to do that. I don't have the money to invest in myself, or I don't have the time, or I don't have the knowledge, or whatever the plethora of excuses are that people use. And that's where I'm about to share with you a video here on resourcefulness, which was shared by Tony Robbins with me. Because when I went into business with Tony Robbins, everyone's always got the excuses. I don't have the time, the money, the knowledge. There's always a lack of constraints, whatever those constraints are, or lack of resources, lots of constraints. And he taught me about resourcefulness. So not only do you model and master, but you also become resourceful on how to get there. You know, my father taught me, where there's a will, there's a way. And so, but this becomes absolutely critical in terms of, and I'll give you a good example. In our mastermind, we're currently I'm doing it with 20 people. We call it the 10X Elite. There's 20 elite people that are coming on a journey with me where we're going to get 10 times the results this year in half the time with half the resources. How do we do it? Well, there's 10 principles that you implement. You get resourceful. And I will take you through this journey. And if this sounds interesting, literally click on the link. But you have to be resourceful. You have to get around the right people. You need the right partnerships. You need to invest in yourself to be able to get those results, because that's how you model and master. Whether you get coaches, whether you get mentors, or whether you get masterminds, that's how you take your life to the next level. And just something like this 10X, you know, you can literally click on the link below and my team will help you get the mentors, the modeling, and the masters to take you to the next level, to show you the partnerships. But you're going to have to be resourceful because you have to invest in yourself. You know, I invested $15,000 to go on that original course with Tony Robbins. And that's where I learned this incredible thing around mastery. It changed my life. The last 16 years, my life has literally taken off. I then was invited to go to Fiji. That cost me $50,000. And that's where I got into business with Tony Robbins. And he taught me the principle of being resourceful. And so what are you prepared to invest in your life so that you can grow exponentially, that you can get there quicker, simpler, and safer, that you can get more results with less input? Because that is exactly what my wish for you is. Click on the link below, and if you enjoy this, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends, click on the link below, and come and figure out how you too can get the resources that you want in your life. You can get the people and the modeling and the mastery and the partnerships for your investments, for your wealth, and for your life, even for your business. Click on the link below. Now, enjoy this video from Tony Robbins about being resourceful. Get rid of the excuses which are in your mind and create the life that you want. You see, my question for this year is, how can I 10X my life? And I know that the only way to 10X my life is to get the right coaches, to get the right mentors, and to be part of the right masterminds. And I'm going to be resourceful to do whatever it takes to 10X my life. My wish for you, if you want the same, click on the link below and get what you need to take your life to the next level. Enjoy the video.
Resources are never the real problem. A lack of resourcefulness is the real problem. I'll say it again. Lacking the resources is not the problem. Lacking resourcefulness is the real problem. What I mean by that is very simple. The ultimate resource is human emotion. What starts wars? Is it logic? Hell no, it's emotion. What makes you get married or get divorced? It's emotion. What will make you stay up all night, work to build your business? Emotion. What will make you give up? Emotion. If you don't master your emotion, if you don't become resourceful, then you're going to think the problem is resources. Because I'm here to tell you, every great person I know didn't have the resources, but they got them because they're resourceful. And what that means is, if you're creative enough, creativity is an emotional resource, can you find an answer to the problem, yes or no? If you're determined enough, can you find the money that you don't have? Can you find it, yes or no? If you care enough and get other people to care with you, can you get them to help you, yes or no? If you are bold enough, if you're strong enough, if you're disciplined enough, can you get yourself to do things other people cannot find a way to do, yes or no? See, the ultimate resource is resourcefulness. If you can find the hunger inside of you and you can remember, I don't need resources, I need resourcefulness, that'll get me the resources, then anything you dream about you can make real. But the minute you forget that and you come up with a story that goes, I don't have the money, I don't have the time, I can't do it, it's too far away, that's what's gonna kill you. Change your story, change your life. And we all have a story because we're afraid, all of us, to fail. We're afraid to not look good. We're afraid to be disappointed. We're afraid to get our hopes up. But the only way that you get courage, courage means you're afraid, but you do it anyway. It's not courage if you're not scared. Whether you do it or not is not going to be based on your ability. What you're capable of is amazing. What most people will do is disappointing. It has nothing to do with the content of what needs to be done. It's everything to do with the mastery of your own states.
Okay, so how cool was that video? Again, all those blockages we use, I don't have the time, I don't have the money, I don't have the knowledge. Well, it's very, very simple. If you want to 10x your life, then you need to figure out a way to get mastery. And how do you get mastery? Well, you model and master the right people. You find people that are already getting the results. If you're in the investment space, the wealth space, and you want to get freedom, wealth protection, diversification, whatever it is, then you find people that are already doing it, you copy what they're doing, and you literally are going to get the same results. Or better still, you get to partner. But to do that, you're going to have to be resourceful. My wish for you, as you go into the rest of this year, is get resourceful. Click on the link below, get the resources you need, and 10x your life. I'll see you on the inside.